Hey guys, DFW's Cars here, how's it going? So thank you for those of you that helped me get to 1,000 subscribers. That's kind of exciting. I'll be doing a separate video on that. But with 1,000 subscribers comes some changes, some very exciting changes to the channel. I did a garage tour recently. I'll link to that at the end, but some of that's going to be changing. The Audi had to go away, but I'm looking to replace it with a much I think more interesting supercar. I'm in a position now where if I do a couple of different tweaks, I get a used supercar, not particularly new, not particularly super as they go. No, I'll give you the criteria first. I'll give you what I'm considering, then you can let me know in the comments and stuff cars I might have missed, and I'll let you know at the very end too why I excluded a couple of cars that would have had all the criteria but for certain facts. So criteria are under $100,000. The more so the better, which limits the choices quite a bit, as you can imagine. All-wheel drive is preferable. Obviously, you know, in the 400 to 500 horsepower minimum range. As well, a convertible would be great, a cabriolet, because I don't know how much longer. I'll be putting the Texas Zinger Bimmer project car up for sale probably this summer, at the end of the summer. So having a cabriolet to replace that would be kind of exciting. So what am I looking at? Number one, I would say, is a couple of used Ferraris. Very excited about that. It's my family lineage in a very distant way, which I'll do a separate video about, but as some of you know, my name is Ferrari, hence the F in DFW's Cars. That being said, the options are limited to the ones I'll show you now, which all have their little pitfalls. They're quite a bit older, they're higher miles, the maintenance is going to be a lot, and probably the repairs, even if I you know, found a good mechanic for maintenance, the repairs is just going to be a lot on a car that much older. So to stay in my budget of quite a bit under 100 grand, or you know, 60 to 80 really, is going to be a little bit difficult. So I'm going to drive it like crazy and miles depreciate a Ferrari, and you could watch this video. Number two on the list is the Porsche 911 Turbo. It's probably the most reserved car on my list in the looks department, but you know, it is still an attractive car. So the 911 Turbo is a strong contender, all-wheel drive, which, you know, checks that box. They hold their value very well, and I can put a lot of miles on it without too much drama, without too much problems, and without worrying, you know, if I sell in a few years for hopefully an even better car if all goes well, or a little higher end or newer car or whatever, you know, I won't have depreciated it like crazy. Luckily, all of these cars I'm looking at have taken most of their depreciation though. So number three, a Lamborghini Gallardo. It's really the only Lambo in that budget. Have higher miles, or the very early year where they don't even have the like lift in front, which is in the transmission on that car has had some issues. I do think it's attractive. The problem is the Huracan just went from like it being a really great car to being, the Huracan is, you know, considered one of the best supercars out there. So I feel like I'd always be rubbing up against that, just being like, oh well, you know, same with the Ferrari, it's the same problem. Although I could get a 430, the 458 is considered, you know, the 488 is great because of the turbo, a lot of people love it, but the 458 is like the Ferrari to own right now, just like the Huracan for a lot of people is. So I'd be like, oh, I'm just one below that, so I'd always feel like I settled. Good car though, all-wheel drive, maintenance not too crazy, some of the audio reliability has worked its way in there. So that's a strong contender. But a lot of people, you know, have Lamborghinis, which I'll just stop in now. The GTR is out for that exact reason. Every YouTuber has a GTR. I have a review of a GTR coming up. Got a lot of time behind the wheel. Got to go on a rally kind of event in it. Loved it. But just for what I'm looking for now, I've had so much time with GTRs and, you know, similar front engine all-wheel drive cars. Like I had the Audi S5, naturally aspirated, of course, so there's a difference there. But I've had a lot of cars that were very similar to that, which leads me to the next one, which is the Audi R8, which didn't even make the consideration list, mostly because I had a car with the 4.2 V8 that, you know, started in the RS4, made it into the S5, made it into the RS5, and then made it into the R8. So and I had tweaked that engine quite a bit to get similar R8 power numbers in my S5. I want the V10 Audi, which is outside of my budget as well. So that's why the Audi R8 isn't there. Last but not least, and probably least likely right now, just because there's so much uncertainty, is Alfa Romeo Giulia. If this car, if I could do a lease where I knew what the depreciation would be, and then I can buy it at the end if that's stuck, I would have that car right now. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. I mean, Ferrari derived engine, Ferrari chief engineer worked on the car. So essentially, if there is anything close to a four-door Ferrari, I can't think of a closer car based on lineage, based on similarity in engine, and based on performance numbers. It's the fastest sedan in the world. And you may say it's not a supercar. Based on the numbers and it being almost 6 figures new, if you get all the right toys, I think it is a supercar. Prices start to come down and we start to see the sort of the used market start to pop up. Maybe they've come down 10, 20 grand. I'll probably make the jump into it then. Just I don't want to take that hit on depreciation, and I really want to see what they'll do next year, because there are a few little quirks on it. Of the sedans though, I mean, it's the only sedan on my list, but I do feel it has kind of like supercar cred, especially if you get that Ferrari almost red color. It's just an incredible car. It sounds incredible, looks incredible. It checks all the supercar boxes. It just happens to be a sedan. Flip side of that coin is as beautiful as it is and as low as the production numbers on the Quadrifoglio are right now. Some dealers are charging extra, and you're definitely going to pay. You're going to pay at least, the dealer price, and all the used ones are actually going for more. So bummer there. That, and we're talking about a coupe version of that car. Oh my gosh. So it'd be like an Alfa Romeo 4C, and that had like a baby with a Ferrari derived engine. Whew. So the coupe would make my sedan just feel like, so if that ends up happening, I would just hate the sedan, go sell it, have to take that depreciation hit. Rumors of it getting the all-wheel drive system from the Stevio system that exists. So if that happens, I feel like it might be a little bit less fun, but it'll be so much better performance-wise. And then when you do a tune, you can put the almost, I've seen with tunes, Ferrari 458 level power down with 4 wheels, and probably be beating, I mean, right now it is that car already in rear-wheel drive with the automatic. If you've seen the Nuremberg lap time it did, it's already beating a lot of supercars. Some now and some from not too long ago. But an all-wheel drive version, coupe all-wheel drive version, mwah. Or I may just get the SUV, the Stevio, too, if I have kids in a few years, need an SUV. What better SUV is that? It actually made my top 5 cars worth waiting for list that I did a few weeks back. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if there's any cars you think I overlooked. Thanks, guys. So it's going to be an exciting ride to find the next, or by the next, I mean my first supercar, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to take you guys along on this journey with me. Till next time, my speedy racers, drive on.